Hi everyone, my name is Paulina and I'm a full-time student here in Canada, in Montreal at McGill University. And I would like to share with you my story, how I applied to university, how I got my acceptance letter, how I applied for visa, and how I got here. I'm going to share my story, so I will try to be as detailed as possible, but it doesn't necessarily mean that if you follow all the steps that I'm going to describe to you, will work for you, because every case is unique and it depends on the country you're from, it depends on your background, but I will try to give you sources where you can find all the information you need for your specific course, whatever you're going to do, so you will have a very successful and happy story. So first thing we need to do, we need to choose the university, right? Canada has a wide range of different kinds of university with different kinds of levels, price, professionals, in different provinces, depending on what you want, what you have, what kind of program you would like to apply, if it's a bachelor's, if it's master's, PhD, certificate program, undergraduate, graduate, postgraduate programs, anything you want you can find here. I will talk about my particular case. I applied to Concordia and to McGill, got into both programs, decided to stick to McGill program, and I will share with you the stories with Concordia and McGill because they have slight differences in the process of applying and downloading the information, but generally it's all the same. So let's pretend we found with the university. Yes, let's talk about McGill or Concordia. You find the program that you would like to apply, or programs. You are allowed to apply to a few programs, depends on the university, 2-3 programs. You can apply to, for all of them. And when you find the program, you look into specifications, what kind of documents they require. They usually ask for official or unofficial transcripts, depending again on what you're applying to. Official or unofficial transcripts, they may ask you for a letter of purpose, letter of intent, they can call it differently. They can ask you for references from your teachers or references from your employer or your co-workers, depending on what kind of background you have. Also, they may ask you for your CV. Again, it's a nice thing to have. So the more documents you provide, the better your case would look like and the easier it will be for them to choose you. For applying, you need to create an account on the university website. When you come to university website, you choose future students or something like this. You create your profile and they will show you what kind of documents you need to apply. So you collect this document package, you download everything, you apply, and you just have to wait. The time period, how long you're going to wait, depends again on what kind of program you're applying to, the country you're applying from, university you're applying to. It all varies very significantly, actually. Let's say I applied, I had a maybe unique, not unique, but it was a complicated case because it happened last year, and generally overall it took 6 months, but I had to switch my application to another program. So after the switch, it took them 3 weeks to reply. My sister, my cousin, for example, she applied to university in Alberta and she got her acceptance, I believe, after like a month, I would say month, like somewhere there, like 2 weeks plus or minus. And yeah, when you are accepted, you get the letter of acceptance letter. You need to save this letter because this letter you will need to apply for visa. If you lose this letter, you probably won't be able to get the visa. So you're done. Now we're going next. We want to apply for visa, right? With you, we got the university acceptance, we need the visa. Here is an important thing. If you are applying from Quebec, you get 1 pack of documents. If you're applying outside of Quebec, so other provinces, you need another pack of documents. There are not so many differences, but one thing that will be there for sure is that if you're applying to Quebec, like I did, you need to get Certificate of Acceptance Quebec, SAQ. If you don't get it, they will just don't even consider your application. So first I had to apply for SAQ. You apply, they just need like your letter of acceptance, and like very easy to apply. I don't remember exactly, but they will tell you. You go to the Canadian Quebec website, apply to SAQ. Yeah, they show you what kind of documents you need. Takes them, at least last year, it was 3-4 weeks to get it, but it took me 2 weeks, so for some reason I considered it quicker, which I was very happy, and I was like, yes, now you get your SAQ, you go and apply for visa. What you have to do, you have to go to immigration, IRCC Canadian website. There, before even creating your account, maybe while you're waiting for SAQ, you can make a huge research on the country you're applying from. You can look at time period, because it depends on the country you're applying from. You can go, they have this kind of calculator, you choose what kind of visa you would like to have, study permit, work permit, tourist visa, other ones. You choose the country you're applying from, and they show you how long it takes for them to consider your application online. Usually if you're applying, well, it's always, because they have options applying from inside the country and outside the country. Usually study permit is outside the country. I may be wrong, but it seems to me. You can apply from inside the country, usually when you apply for extension. That's most of the cases. So anyway, they will show you how approximately how long it takes you to get it. But again, it all depends on the circumstances, on the situation you are in. So you get your SAQ. If you don't need, you can just go straight away after acceptance of your university, and you create your account on IRCC website. I will leave all the information down below for you to make it easier. You go to IRCC, you create profile, you choose. They will ask you questions, you won't get lost, don't worry. They will ask you questions, what you're applying for, if you got your medical exam, if you ever applied to Canadian visa before, all kinds of questions. And then depending on what kind of answer you give, they will give you a pack of list of documents, what documents you have to get in order to apply for the study permit. It again differs from the country, program, province, and all that. It took me, as I was prepared, it took me a week to prepare all of those documents. But you can use some of the documents from the university package. So when you prepare for applying to university, save those documents, because let's say letter of purpose, statement of purpose, you can rephrase, maybe reorder, put information about university, and make it a letter of intent for your visa, because they will ask for a letter of intent. And in this letter of intent, you need to show what kind of unique person you are, what you're going to do at your university, why you need to get exactly at this university, why can't you, let's say, apply to other countries, right? Why you need to get exactly in Canada, and you need to show that you are a great student who needs to get to this particular university, right? You need to tell about your background, all of those features, describe yourself from your best sides. You don't need references because, for example, for applying to university, you need references from your teachers, employers. Yes, as I mentioned here, you don't need those, but you require other documents. They also will send you some forms that you need to fill in, like family form and the others, where you fill information not only about you, but about your close family. So the list of documents is different for everyone. And as soon as you get all your documents, copies, whatever they ask you, you apply, and they tell you, you will get like this kind of, on your account, you will have this kind of like line saying on what kind of stage your application is. Let's say they accepted your application, they got your documents and so on. In my case, I applied, and the next day they asked for my biometrics. So I had to go to the nearest visa center. I luckily had one in my city, so as soon as I was there, I went and gave them my fingerprints. Then you can check on your website, on your account, that they got your biometrics. Great. Now you're waiting. You're just waiting, hoping for the best, and you can prepare for university, do whatever you want. I got in 9 weeks, depending if you got your medical exam, maybe for some other reasons in the past 12 months. For the IRCC, I didn't have any medical exam, so in around 9, maybe 10 weeks, they sent me a request for me to go and do my medical exam. Unfortunately, I didn't have any center hospital in my city, so I had to go to another city to make this medical exam. I made an appointment. They do those like simple tests just to see that you are not a crazy person, you don't have HIVs and all that. Be ready that you will have to spend almost a day in this hospital, because in the hospital that I went, there were not only people who applied to Canada, there were people who were applying to UK and US. So there are all sorts and kinds of people with different visa and different circumstances. And if you go, I would recommend you to make an appointment for the earlier time, because you will still stay in line and wait for all of those stages, creating an application, giving you the list, yada yada yada. I had mine for 9:30 and I came there and I was waiting. You make application, they will give you the list, at least in my case. And so I got there at 9. I got there even earlier in case they would take me earlier. It didn't happen, so I had to wait. And I left the hospital, I think at 1:30 p.m. I was trying to make it as fast as possible. Some people who were slow, they were, like walking and down and up the stairs, going like on smoking breaks and all that. They were not in line, because I was standing in line all the time. So I was like, yes, we need to get this blood tests. I was quick, 9:30 to 1:30. It's considered quick. And then as soon as you do your medical test, you can ask the doctor how long approximately it takes them to process your information. I asked them, they said around 3 working days. So in 3 working days, I saw on my RCC account that they got my medical exam. It was, I think, like 13th of December. You have to wait after that. If my cousin, for example, she already had her medical exam, they just sent you, yes, we got your medical exam, and then you just wait. In my case, I waited for only like 10 days, and then they told me, we ask for your passport. So if you got this kind of request, probably they will give you the visa. It doesn't necessarily mean that they will, but it's a good sign. So I ran as soon as I got this. It was 22nd of December, and I was hoping that they would do it before Christmas, because if they do it after, I would have to wait. So I ran immediately to the visa center. Like, I got the request, and in an hour I was in the visa center. I gave them my passport, and then you wait. They say that it takes around 5 business days, but you never know, because it's close to New Year, yes, Christmas and all that. But luckily, they gave me my passport with a visa in it. It was a visa, but when you get the sticker on your passport or whatever they give you, it doesn't necessarily mean that they will let you in the country. Because you buy your tickets, you fly this long, huge way to Canada, and then here on the customs, you get your study permit. You need to obtain your study permit here. No one will give you that outside the country. When you come here, you go through the customs, through the immigration, and you go talk to the officer. Most of the time, if you are not hiding anything, you are a completely honest person, you have nothing to hide, you don't have any difficulties, you have no problems with the law and so on. It's a very quick, like 3 questions. How are you? What are you here for? Yada yada yada. It's just the official stuff. I saw a girl, she was standing like in the next window from me. She was struggling with her language, and she couldn't really answer straight to the question of the officer, and it took her a longer time to get it. I don't know if she eventually got her study permit, because I heard her struggling even though she was there with her friends. When you talk with the officer, you need to talk straight. You cannot lie, and you cannot try to, like hide something, because officers, they are trained. They are trained, and they will see anything you are saying wrong. So you just need to be honest, open, kind, smile, and you will get it. Mine was very quick. They just asked me, what am I doing? What university? What kind of program? And it's all. I'm like, okay. They got me this. It's like A4 format study permit. It says until what time you can stay in Canada, and you are welcome. Wow. You are in the country. You are here. You got here, and now it's just your journey. What you're going to do, live in the dormitory, rent a place, stay with your friends, family. But you got to Canada. Congratulations. Everything is done. You went through this whole long, hard process, but you're finally here, and now enjoy your studies. Thank you very much. If you have any other questions regarding applications or my story, I can share with you my story. I'm not a consultant. I can just share what I know, what I've been through. You can ask me in the comments. I wish you good luck, enjoy your day, and see you in the next video.